What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're gonna be doing a reaction video. I was looking at Instagram, came across this video that I think a lot of women should listen to. And I think a lot of men would actually appreciate listening to this. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Men will keep doing for other people what's appreciated. They need to be appreciated a lot. So much of what stops happening is because we expect them to do it, and so we think they don't deserve appreciation for doing something they just should do, so we don't appreciate them.
Wow, we stop saying thank you.
We stop being thank you. Honey, thank you. Thanks for doing that for me. And this is where we take so many things personally that aren't personal. Like single focus, we take personally, he's ignoring me. No, he's ignoring everything but what he's doing, and he didn't even have to do that, his brain did it for him. But so there's all these things we take personally, and then there's the things we don't take personally. That what they do for us, they do for us.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I think that usually, women, they expect the man to do that, right? If you come across those women, it's like, as a man, you should do this. As a man, you should do that. It takes away the appreciation that men don't really feel. As a man, you should open the door, but you don't get a thank you for doing that. As a man, you should be paying for these certain things, but we don't get a thank you for that. It is more like of an expectation that they have of us. And it's like, all we want to know is that we feel appreciated. For the right woman, we don't mind doing this, this, and this, right? We don't mind providing and taking care of things that need to be taken care of, as long as we feel that respect and that we feel appreciated. And most of the time, like I said, people just come to us and they're like, that's what you're supposed to be doing, that's your role. Most of the time, men don't do that to women though. If you realize, most of the time you hear, as a man, you should do this, as a man, you should do that. But we don't hear, as a woman, you should be in the kitchen. As a woman, you should be doing my laundry. As a woman, you should be, doing this and that. Usually you don't hear those roles and that gender in those type of conversations, right? I think as a man, all we want to know is that what we're doing matters. What we're doing is seen. What we're doing is appreciated. You know what I'm saying? It goes a long way. It goes a long way. And the more vocal that you are in those situations, you're just like, maybe doing this isn't so bad. Maybe as I'm being seen and as I'm being appreciated, I will actually want to do more. I know for myself, if I feel like I'm being appreciated or that I'm doing something, that I will naturally want to do more. I also want to do more if it's not an expectation. So if I end up going on a date, or if I am hanging out with a female and she's not expecting me to do certain things, I naturally want to do them more because you're not expecting me to do that. You know what I'm saying? I know for myself, I'm really big on kind of testing women as well. The same way they love to test us, I test them. And I say like how they feel about certain standards in a relationship, how they feel about 50-50 relationships, just to pick their mind, see what they really think about. Okay, well, I feel like as a man, you should be doing 70-30. I feel like, if we're gonna be in this together, it should be 100-100, or maybe it should be that 50-50. What does that really look like for us? I think that every relationship varies on that, that partnership. But you have to understand what works for y'all. So for me, I love to ask those questions. What do you expect from me if blank happens? What do you expect from me in blank situation? How do you feel about if we did go on a date or if we did go out? Do you expect me to pay for the movie and the dinner, or do you got the dinner and I got the movie, or whatever, vice versa? If we're just going out and we're kind of just seeing each other, we're not actually dating, do you still expect me to do these things? Like, these are questions that you should be asking, And for me, when I hear more of I'm okay with 50-50, or no, I'm not really expecting this and that, I naturally want to step up in that role if I really do like that girl. Now, sometimes it's just like, okay, well, we're just friends, we're just cool, it's just cordial, so I don't need to actually do that. But other times you'll actually come to those terms where you're like, you need to figure out what does those like actual things look like. So it's like, what's those requirements that you feel like you are setting the boundaries on in different relationships, in different interactions, in different settings, And honestly, I feel like that matters, because that matters on the type of person that you're dealing with and the person that you're going to be doing life with, right? Down the road, you're like, okay, if I'm doing these things, if I'm providing here and here and here, as we start buying a house together, or as we start having more family, or have kids, or if we have more responsibility, what does that look like? In that same boat of like, if I start making more money, are you going to expect me to pay for stuff? Or if you start making more money, is that making me less valuable as a man? Like, I need to understand what that looks like, right? Those type of conversations that need to be had are very crucial. And those start with communication, of course. But it also starts with understanding the power of thank you, understanding the power of like the value, right? The value that what I'm doing for you is for you. Men don't just do for every female. Like if you're in a relationship and your man naturally wants to do stuff for you, he really cares about you. Not saying that if he doesn't care, but you just have to recognize like, wow, he must really care about me because he's thinking about this of me. He wants to take care of himself so he can take care of us down the future. Okay, so that means he's gonna be working late nights. That means he's gonna be working more hours. That means he's gonna be more dedicated to this than this, more than me right now, which is okay because down the road, I understand what the vision is. They have to understand what the goal is, right? Again, it comes down to communication. So when you find yourself in these predicaments where you're like, man, I love that this female is showing that I have value in her life, or that she's very appreciative, or she knows how to communicate, those things to a man go far more, like they last a lot longer than, yeah, I feel like as a man, you should be doing this. And that's just my expectation of you. Because a lot of females, they do that. And then they try to, depending on the woman, they'll try to bring the Bible into it. They're like, in the Bible, it talks about this, this, and this. This is what the man should be doing. This is what the woman should be doing. They don't bring in the women part, but this is what the man should be doing. And, hey, I think, again, everything is based on the relationship. I'm not saying anything against the Bible. I'm not saying that you shouldn't follow normal gender roles. I think it's just like, look, babe, look, this is what we're gonna do. This is what's gonna work for us. If you're okay with it, I'm okay with it. This is what we have in place. And if these things were to change, then we just communicate and talk about these other things. That's the way that it should go, I believe. So I 100%, I've done another reaction video whenever she was talking. I've seen a couple more of her videos. I probably will do more reactions, but I love whenever she is talking and her podcast and everything like that, because she says a lot of things that I think a lot of females don't recognize as being thankful and just using your words. But to us, they seem very simple. To some girls, they haven't been taught that, or it's very complex. So like, how do I know when to do it? How do I know how to do it? So hopefully in this video, you understood like having value in communication, being appreciative, not setting those expectations to one gender. And that goes for guys and girls. And understanding what that really looks like in your relationship for what things need to be set. I think that's the most powerful way that you can actually expand and grow in your relationship to make sure it lasts longer. So those things being said, y'all, appreciate y'all for watching the video. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, share this video with someone that needs to understand the power of thank you. That being said, y'all, I will catch y'all on the next one. I'm gone.